And we have the main subject right here. Jerry Jones is brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Jerry, good morning. Welcome back to another year.
Man, it's good to be on with you, and you're saying it just right. How about this? We've got another year coming up, and isn't it exciting? It really is. I don't know when I've enjoyed yesterday anymore. I don't know why. It just seemed like we had the time to look at all those games, and it seemed like every one of them were pertinent to a reflection on where we are, where the league is, and it was an exciting day yesterday to watch those games, and came in pretty enthusiastic off of the way we played in Philadelphia.
Brian Schottenheimer said he watches the Red Zone like I do. I'm absolutely obsessed with that football package. How do you take in all the games? Do you have a lair? Do you have a Jerry cave with 12 TVs? Do you watch the Red Zone, or you just have to focus on one game at a time?
No, I don't have a particular place that I watch it, but I often watch it at the same place I work, which is at a big kitchen table with a bunch of stuff spread out on it. And I've got that television where I can really watch it there. And I use Red Zone, and then like yesterday, we were particularly zeroed in on the Green Bay game. Sunday, particularly zeroed in on that game, and of course that game with the Giants in Washington. And so those I'll switch off that Red Zone a little bit and zero in on those games.
Jerry, how did you feel about your team's performance overall against the Eagles last Thursday?
I was pleased with how we played, and I thought that in particular, I thought that Dak had one of the best games that I've seen him play. Now, we all are aware that, and I don't know why I bother to say, we all know there's no consolation in a loss, and but I felt very strongly that we had a chance to win that game at Philadelphia's home, which would have been a triumph coming in off of their celebration of their Super Bowl. So I felt great about that. I felt really, really, really good about the way our offensive line played. I think that bodes well for as we start down this season. And I really like what we did moving those guys around. And I'm talking about how our offensive line was physical and made some holes there. Did for the running backs. Shame we got that fumble, but that's part of it, I guess. And then I thought Dak had really good ball placement and gave us a chance to beat a really good team at home, at their home. And that's pretty good.
Jerry, what stood out to you from Brian Schottenheimer's debut?
Oh, I thought he had the team ready, prepared. We didn't see anything there that got us disjointed as a team. I thought he gave us a chance to the plan, the preparation gave us a chance to win that game. That's what we asked for, be in it at the end and get a chance to win it at the end. I thought he did a great job, and, of course, he's calling the offensive plays, too. I thought he handled that really well. No surprise that he handled it, but I thought the combination of the game plan, executing the game plan as well from the head coaching position, as well as calling the game offensively was an A.
Jerry, it was a tale of two halves. The first half defense, you didn't really get any stops. The second half offense didn't really do anything in terms of production of points in the scoreboard. Is there one that you walked away with a little bit more concerned with than the other?
No, I liked both of them. Had some improvement, of course, but both of them had some things that the positive overweighs the negatives. I thought we did a good job against a good team offensively, and had ourselves in a position to, like I said, win the game. We didn't make some plays at the end that we can expect to make, and that's where I get my solace right there. On defense, they're a solid team that uses that quarterback to run that ball, and And really, I thought under the circumstances, we made our adjustments and played a good second half.
Jerry Jones joining us here on 105 through the Fan. Jerry, what did you make of CeeDee Lamb's struggles in the second half and then his response to it during the practice week so far?
Well, I just look at each play on its own rather than look at a group of plays because nothing in his background or any place suggests that he can't catch the football. And so I just look at each one of them, and without getting any way here, they just haven't ever made a receiver that doesn't have a drop. But he just got 2 or 3 there at the wrong time and in succession there. So that doesn't concern me generally about whether C.D. Lamb can catch the ball. It was unfortunate because at that particular juncture, we could have had some better offense in the second half had we made those plays late.
Jerry, I wanted to ask you about Spitgate, and this goes back to your days at Arkansas. I saw that they played their final game at War Memorial, where you played a bunch of games at in Little Rock. But do you remember anybody getting spit on when you were playing? Was it like a common thing back then?
No, but spitting was very common. As a matter of fact, one of the things I remember about football was early days of football of a year, you didn't get water, and so you had to remember lemons that you stuck in the webbing of your helmet, and they didn't give you water at practice, or just that was the vogue thing, and that was the thing that people thought was the way to get in shape. But I can remember all sorts of things going on with sucking lemons and all the kinds of things that go on. But let's get right to what we're talking about. We're talking about a gesture of disdain or a gesture that it's meant to incite. That's what we're talking about here, not the actual spitting, in my mind. And so obviously there's no place for that, and they paid a heck of a price. That is their best defensive player. They got to sit that game out. That's as strong as it gets on deterring that kind of behavior.
Jerry, did you have an opinion on whether there should be further punishment, on whether Carter deserved more suspension time? I
don't. There was a big emphasis this year that we specifically focus and address anything that looks like behavior that we don't want associated with the field. That's one of them, of course. And so it wouldn't surprise me either way because it paid a pretty high price for not having him in the ballgame.
Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones joining us here on Sean and RJ on 105 through the Fan. Jerry, how did you feel about the performance of the pass rushers that you guys are expecting to step up in the wake of Micah Parsons' departure?
Well, overall, we got a pressure out there of about 42.5%. That was one of our strongest games in a long time on the pressure that we had against Philadelphia. That's good. That's real good. If we can continue that up and continue in our play style, our scheme of those linebackers do a good job of filling those gaps. I really like the way we played on the interior. We've got a really exciting look inside that I'm excited about with our big ends, Keeneland and Sam Williams. Thought they really did a good job in the pressure area. And then, of course, Kenny Clark played lights out. He actually, him and Dak made the highest grades on the team as far as how they graded out. And he deserved that kind of grade. And then we've got Jay Toya, who I'm real excited about from UCLA. And, of course, Osa and Solomon, all those guys played well in there. And you can look forward to them playing well in the scheme that I think we're going to have real improvement in our pressure.
Jerry Jones.
Real improvement in our run stop. I think we're going to have improvement across the line here.
Jerry Jones with us for the first time this 2025 season here on Sean and RJ, the official home of the Cowboys, 105.3 The Fan. What did you think of Micah's Green Bay debut, and were you surprised how he was able to move around out there with the back issue.
Well, again, we all interested in that game and how Micah played. Not one thing unexpected for me as to how he played. And he's gotten on a good team up there in Green Bay. We're going to get to have him right here, and we'll get a first-hand look at the entire team, not just Micah. So from what I saw of him, I thought he was able to get in there and play without having any influence from his back. And I say that with a straight face, I do. And having said that, wish him well.
Jerry, when you trade
the Cowboys.
Well, yeah, exactly. When you trade a player, any player really, but especially one as impactful as Mike or Herschel back in the day, like how long do you follow their production and what they do with their next team? Like how closely do you monitor what he's doing?
If a player has had quite a bit of time with the Cowboys, and he's in the game, I follow him really good, and it gives me a focal point if I'm watching that particular play against two teams that the Cowboys aren't involved in. So I do that quite often with most of our players. And obviously, since I've been involved with the Cowboys, I think it's not an exaggeration, but I think the number's approaching 4,000 players that we've had since I've been involved with the Cowboys, 4,000. And so with free agency and movement, you've had over the years a lot of those players playing on different teams. It's not a bad thing. So, when I see a player, I remember him usually very well and look for him. If I happen to have the information in front of me, I can anticipate by knowing that he's in the game. And we had several players make plays all over the league this past weekend that had been with the Cowboys.
Jerry, there was a reported offer over the weekend that Philadelphia had made in a trade for Micah. Was that a flat no, or was there a counter offer that would have been made?
No counter offer. And to the interest, the thought all along was to see where the interest level was, and that was very important. And from the get-go, that was an effort on our part to chum up interest, and that's a part of what was going on during those months that we were talking about Micah. And as it would happen, as it always happens, once that interest started really peaking, then you started having that phone ring. And that's exactly what the plan was, to see if that phone would ring and the proposition be there enough to for us to make the move. It was always a case of we understand what kind of player Micah is. He's an outstanding player, great player. He's a great player. But if the principle specifically is with our system the way we have it today, if we can get 4, 5, 6 players for one player, that's better for our opportunity to win the thing. And that's what it was about. And it didn't surprise me. We had others call. The closer we got to the time we traded Micah, the more the phone started ringing. And that's what we wanted.
Jerry Jones with us here on 105 Through the Fan. Jerry, a lot of fans were asking about Mozzie Smith and Jaden Blue being inactive on Thursday. What are your thoughts on not having them active for the game?
Well, Blue's kind of had off and on time with us because of injury. And his status may have him ready to go, but he still needs to crack that lineup, and we'll just see how we determine that as time goes along. And the other player was which one?
Jerry,
Blue and who?
Mozzie Smith.
And Mozzie, I suspect we got out of there pretty clean. My guess would be that it would look pretty similar to last weekend.
Jerry, you guys, obviously with the Micah deal or the Micah trade, you guys have talked about how you guys have some more flexibility now. You get the Deron Bland extension done before the season. Is your in-house focus now in terms of extensions, is that focus now on Tyler Smith?
Well, I think it's fair to say we'd like to get Tyler signed, but I wouldn't necessarily say, and maybe I should use the word exclusively on Tyler. But in general, we're constantly looking at areas that we might do some work on the roster, extending those contracts. Now, that's a mouthful. The real world is that there's always work to be done relative to contracts in this day and time on the roster. So to answer that question, you're talking about an ongoing process that is continually talking to players, agents, considering whether we should extend or not. All of that, I can't emphasize enough, is a constant ongoing process. Labor itself, labor being the players, which is a kind of an arm's length way of saying it, but that is a process at the league level that goes on 365 days a year and literally has staffs with the players' union as well as the NFL staffs that would exceed possibly 70 to 100 people that are working every day on labor issues. Carry that right on down to the club, and every day when you're dealing with the number of players you've got, 53 on the roster, and you're dealing with in the teams now in the practice squad, it's a continual thing is working the players. There's hardly a week goes by we don't try out players. And so you don't have a specific day that you're necessarily working on your roster for now or in the future.
Jerry Jones explaining it all right here on Sean and RJ 105.3 The Fan. Jerry, is it tougher to get a top-of-market deal done versus some of the depth guys? Is it a lot more difficult when you're talking about a Dak, a Lamb, a Micah, and a Tyler with how well he started?
They're rare. Those deals are rare when they're really got that kind of consideration coming and going, whether it be the player that specifically you're talking about. Let's just use Herschel Walker. That's rare air in terms of how those come down. And we were dealing in rare air with Micah. And so those are not hard to do, they're just rare to do. And recognizing, because they have a chance to be so meaningful. Notice I say a chance. There's a lot of data on every end of this thing that show those work out and they don't work out. That fits us. It fit us. I'll assure you right now, we don't make that trade unless we think it's in our overall best interest to win and win now. So and again, I'm not trying to be defensive. I'm just trying to be factual. We for weeks and, if you will, months, really months and months, have had some of the result in our minds as we run the Cowboys.
Jerry, asking this for clarification because I don't think we've gotten a clear answer and nothing from the league, but a lot of people and former players have said, that's a CBA violation the way Jerry is doing it. You have to have the agent involved. Can you, and we haven't had any response from the league or obviously any action, can you clarify for us what the rule is and why there is no violation?
There is no violation, period. I have all the authority in the world, and the player has all the authority in the world to negotiate directly with me. There is no equivocation there. Can I work through an agent or an attorney? An attorney can do the very same thing. Do it all the time. It usually ends up a little of both on a pretty high-profile player. But there is no violation. I have every right. Can you imagine if you didn't have the right when you're the one that decides whether to trade him or not? How could you not have the right? And so the point is that there's no equivocation here and been no rule violation. And certainly I'm trying to give a third-party affirmation here, but I will 100 times the fine or the penalty. I will 100 times it if I were ever assessed on anything I did with Micah relative to the communication or non-communication with an agent. I'll 100 times it and give it to the Salvation Army.
Wow.
Jerry, last one for you here. We were all really impressed with Trayvon Diggs coming back from the injury, playing well, we felt like, against Philadelphia. He was coming back in kind of a reserve role, though. Is he ready to return to full-time play this week against the Giants?
Well, I think he's ready, yes. And you're talking about Trayvon Diggs?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yes, sir.
Diggs.
Yes, he's ready to play.
Jerry, heck of a debut. I know it wasn't the outcome you wanted. Go and get it against the Giants. Thank you.
Well, we watched them play, and it's as it should be. These are tight games. All of them will be.
Jerry Jones, first Tuesday of the brand new season, brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas here on Sean and RJ.